Hey, how you doing? It's Tony Fehr again from St. Thomas Ford Lincoln. Today we're going to be learning about the 2022 Ford Edge. This one in particular, again, is an SEL, so kind of a mid-range vehicle. We order several of these. This is probably about 80% of the ones we sell, where people want a lot of the goodies without having to pay the premium for that super high-end stuff, and they definitely don't want a base model either. So this one's an all-wheel drive SEL in one of the newer colors, Atlas Blue, with the nice 18-inch machined wheels. Let's take a look at it. So right off the hop here, Ford Edge has a really nice, aggressive and mean front end to it. These are really nice sporty wheels. They're actually an upgraded wheel as well. And I really do like this Atlas blue color. One of the things you'll notice with the Ford Edge, nice and wide, nice and long, lots and lots of legroom in these things. So obviously not a third row, it's called a full-size crossover. So you wouldn't have a third row in here, but to make up for it, you have lots of second row legroom and even more cargo space. So imagine golf bags, strollers, throw the seats down. They're actually power folding seats for a trip to Costco or Home Depot. Power liftgate, just an awesome vehicle. I've never sold a Ford Edge and heard a single complaint about them. What the Ford Edge is currently running under the hood is a twin turbo 4-cylinder engine. It's a 2-liter EcoBoost paired with an 8-speed transmission, getting incredible fuel mileage, rated down to 9 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. So probably a little bit more than that with combined with city, probably about 9.2, 9.3. So actually, it's been around since 2007. They've had several different body changes and stuff, and it's been such a successful vehicle built right here in Ontario, in Oakville, along with its Lincoln counterpart, which would be currently the Nautilus, used to be MKX. People liked it so much, it just came around, but unfortunately, this will be the last year for the Ford Edge, so I imagine that the prices are going to hold their value really well. Let's take a look inside. All right, so again, like always, moving left to right, right here we have the lights are set to automatic. So if you or anybody else leaves the lights on, then they'll obviously shut themselves off automatically. We got fog lights and heads-up display dimming switches. So if you find that the cluster's too bright, makes you uncomfortable at night, you can dim that. And then in front of us here, we have a double instrument panel in front of you. On the left, it's a lot more elaborate, everything from a digital speedometer to TPMS sensors and RPM gauge. On the right-hand side, it's a lot more simple. It's what would you like to see? Would you like to see your entertainment? What are you currently listening to? And or your phone, your phone push notifications. You get a text message, you get a phone call, a certain contact is calling you. And then we have obviously our fuel gauge, and you can also toggle your oil pressure in there as well, and your distance to empties on the bottom right as well. So on your steering wheel here, I've got my selectors for my two different clusters. I've got my cruise control, and this one in particular does not have the adaptive cruise control, but if it did, you'd find it here. Your voice commands, track selecting, and pick up and hanging up your phone for Bluetooth. This is a new feature for 2021. Carried on here is this new beautiful 10.1-inch center stack screen. So it's stacked up just like the loaded up Explorers is. It's like a 3-tiered system. You've got your media and your phone settings and your climate control here. So there won't be any more climate control down here. There's still a couple of the old school buttons for changing tracks and pausing and 4-ways, and even for your rear view camera, you can turn that on as well. See, when you start to get up to speeds, it'll shut itself off. But yeah, it works really well. And this one also has the new Sync 4 system as well. So when I do pair up my Bluetooth, it will have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I don't need to plug in my phone anymore to use Android Auto. There's actually a couple of different things here. There's literally games you can play on your Edge. Imagine if you're parked somewhere and you wanted to keep the kids busy, they can sketch on here. They can play with different types of block games and things like that. I think it's kind of cool. And yeah, so it's just a very intuitive system. You've got your sort of a more fancy way of changing your balance and fade for your media settings, all that stuff. And moving down here, obviously Ford went with a dial shifter, as they do in pretty much all of their SUVs now, just to make room in the cabin. Electronic parking brake and the auto start stop technology, where it shuts the engine off at an intersection. And you can see in here, as I move closer, I do have a wireless charging pad. You can't really see it too well because of the lighting. And what I like too is there's a good amount of storage in there. Looking back here, I've got a full twin panel moonroof. Lots of second row legroom, as we talked about. So that was a brief overview on the 2022 Ford Edge SEL version. Nicely equipped, not super loaded. If you guys have any more questions about any of my products, vehicles just like this, you can call or text me. My information's below. Please, if you like this video, if you want to see more like it, let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I'd like to provide more content for you so that you can make an educated decision for yourself when it is time to go and buy yourself a new vehicle. So talk to you soon.